Hello everyone, and welcome to lesson 5.7, which is on solving multi-step equations. Now, this is really just an extension of lesson 5.6, and we talked about some of these problems in lesson 5.6, but it's good to go back over them again in more detail as we are solving. So, if you need to see the steps that we use to solve these problems, please go back and take a look at lesson video 5.6. These are the same steps that we did in chapter 4 with equations. So let's just get right into the examples and we'll take our time explaining everything. All right, so step number 1 is to simplify any type of expression that we can simplify. We want things as straightforward as we can get before we start trying to cancel things out. So if I look, I have 2 times x minus 5 in parentheses is greater than or equal to 16. On the left-hand side, I have some stuff that I can simplify, and I can simplify by using distributive property. So I'm going to take this number that's on the outside, and I'm going to multiply it by each term on the inside. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So 2 parentheses x minus 5 simplifies to 2x minus 10. I can rewrite everything else. Alright, so now that I've simplified everything, my next step is to add or subtract. So in the problem, I see subtraction. I'm going to solve by doing the opposite operation, which is addition. Adding 10 to both sides. Cancels out on the left, leaving me with 2x. Rewrite our sign. And then 16 plus 10 is 26. That takes me to our last step. My last step is to divide by 2. And doing so, I get x is greater than or equal to 13. So that's our general process, and we're just going to repeat that over and over and over again every time we have these problems. So number 2, we have 4, and then in parentheses, x minus 1 plus 10 is less than 8. So again, when we start out, I see that we have some distributive property that we can take care of. We want to get rid of those parentheses. So when we do that, we're going to take our number that's on the outside. We're going to multiply it by each term that's on the inside. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. And then we rewrite everything else. All right. Our next step, what we see is we can combine some things. So we can combine some like terms right here. Negative 4 plus 10 is positive 6. And then we rewrite everything else. So we have 4x plus 6 is less than 8. Our next step, once we've simplified everything, is to move on to addition and subtraction. I see addition in the problem, so I'm going to solve by doing the opposite operation and subtracting. That gives me 4x is less than 2. And then my last step is to divide, and by dividing, I divide by 4, and I get x is less than 2/4, which we know can reduce to 1/2. So our official final answer is x is less than 1/2. And remember, fractions are okay. We can get fractions. We talked about that in 5.6. And also, neither of these problems had our special rule in them. But if we have our special rule, don't forget to flip the sign. Alright guys, hopefully this has helped you out with 5.7. But if you have any more questions or need more help, please reach out to me and let me know.